And get on 1 second, y'all. So bear with us as we say cut with us, y'all. What is that? Okay, where you go? Is on ringing? Okay, what is that? Okay, Free 'em All Radio. Okay. Close the school poll. I want to say, come on, 2024. Okay, close that code. Okay, wait, come on, save. Save. Done. Go live. Go yet. We'll speak in. That's Capital P right there with that flyer. That flyer for the show. Oh, the flyer. Free 'em all. Yeah. Okay, let that end out. Let that end out and bring me on in. Free 'em all. Live and direct, y'all. Heads up, eyes open, and fist clench, y'all. Y'all bear with us, or better yet, cub with us, y'all. We about to get locked and loaded for another episode of Freedom on Radio here at Intellectual Radio, y'all. So we coming in a little late, but I need y'all, as we said, bear with us again. We say cub, we talking about Panther Cub with us, y'all. We are still, it's been a minute. So if y'all can't take a pause for the calls, open those front windows, back doors, and let them know that we are locked and loaded. Again, the spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history, y'all. And calling number is 929-477-3785, and then press 1. 929-477-3785, and then press 1. I may have an optional calling number, but again, it's going to be 929-477-3787. I should have said that correct. I know I'm moving kind of fast, y'all. Free them all. We in the building, y'all. We still, I don't know, it's our first show since we come up the annual Chairman Fred Streets party. I think we had one briefly last week, but still riding on Cloud Million, or better yet, as Chairman Fred would say, too revolutionary, proletarian, intoxicated to be astronomically intimidated. In other words, too high of the people to be shook up, y'all. We got a number of things that's been moving and grooving. We here. Today's subject matter. Let me preface with this. Let me preface with this. Let me bare my soul, which is, if you will. It's I don't want to say inside joke, but it's kind of, I'll be running a little late sometimes. In fact, our last we was at a protest the other day at Cabrini Green Housing Project, and someone that commented, Chairman Fred, he'll be late, but he gonna be here. Running a little also setting up with the show today, with the program today. In addition to me being late, our program wasn't set up. We juggle forces that sets that handles the, I say program, so the technical part of it, so on and so forth. This particular week, and number of different weeks, Sister Comrade Queen Daphne, amongst other things, she handles the boards. And the show, this may be, hear me out on this too, the background or background, some of the inner workings, some of how these things work. The show, she hadn't had the show wasn't set up. And that's why we run, the show didn't come, the Sister Comrade Daphne didn't have it put in place. Comma, not period, comma. I'm gonna put this in context, and this is like, a lot of times I struggle. When you talk about history, you talk about moves being made. So I tell you, a book can never tell the travels and the struggles that we engage in. We mentioned, I think may have mentioned last, the transition to passing. Well, literally right after the Chairman Fred's annual Chairman Fred Street party, we had a phenomenal event, August 30th, 31st, and September 1st. The night after, Sister Comrade, literally, I don't want to go into too many details. We got word the next day. Her sister, her biological sister, had passed, and moving and grooving, I tell people, like, I use this term called struggle years. So you say, how old is this person? They had a thing called dog years, whatever. Let's say struggle years. Put stuff in struggle context. This is a comrade who been, I think we're close to 9 years to Free 'em All Radio. And been on the bus, trains, literally in the freezer, putting the program together. And just in regular, not to devalue other situations, putting family funerals together, family, all that type of stuff, all those of us, I'm sure, and all of us, who experience those dynamics, the impact that comes, dealing with the basic day-to-day, getting things together, still, distant families, long, direct, siblings. And this is, just like literally, yesterday, the day before, like sometimes it's one big day, get my times mixed up, but got to the repast, for Comrade Daphne's her sister, and still And you know, and still, even with that juggling, you know what I'm saying? So you know, she's on the boards to make this happen, you know. And so that's why I say I like to. We never could tell the background, the true background. You know, so it's dynamics that taps into the humanity, more the soul of you. You know what I'm saying? This is something that poverty pimps and hustlers, like you know what I'm saying, like you know, people come in, things are set up for them, and the ruling class and those, you know what I'm saying, state sanctioned dynamics, things are laid out for you. And these are things that you know what I'm saying, you don't get to you can never read about the experiences um, of struggling under contested conditions. Contested conditions. And I just want to, you know, again, extend revolutionary condolences to our comrade, but also to try to give you an insight. You know what I'm saying? And this is not an aberration. You know what I'm saying? I got comrades now who don't even know I know that they under the weather right now. You know what I'm saying? This, you know, and done conducted tours at the Hampton House, and you know, got other you know, comrades who literally, like you know what I'm saying, you know, August 30th, 31st, you know, I mean, like literally going into child labor. You know what I'm saying? And this and it's a lineage of this. It's examples of this. You hear about the people in the Black Panther Party, not, I mean, having labor pains, serving people. You know what I'm saying? And Minister U.E.P. Newton said, his mother said, Minister U.E.P. Newton said, his mother said, that her preacher said, there's a certain amount of suffering. A certain amount of suffering is good for the soul. And I'm saying to say, lots of you try to talk to people who have no contested conditions. You know, you talk about people privilege and entitlement. And it's one thing to suffer like yourself. You know what I'm saying? To say, okay, you're going through certain things that impact you as an individual. But that dynamic and then be able to have a people to serve, because that's something you can't take for granted. Because some things can be premature. Like you look at a relationship, you go back in your own life and say, you know what, that really could have worked out had I or the other person been a little bit more mature or what have you. But to have that dynamic, you know, the timing of, you know what I'm saying, I've heard situations, you know, I mean, to have a cause to be committed to, and it breeds a different sort of athlete, a different sort of artist, a different sort of freedom fighter, different sort of individual, different sort of community. And so it's not, a lot of people say, well, how do we, you know, get back to this, and do we read this book to them? You know, a lot of people, I said the other day, when people say all we have to do is save our money or just vote or get education, that's a sign to me that they either fucked up or don't know how fucked up we are. You know what I'm saying? How fucked up, you know, they have no concept. Not to negate these different dynamics, but these, like character, you know what I'm saying? And these are things like that you can't even plan. You know, how you'll move under contested conditions, you dig? So I just want to point that out, just, you know, again, inbox us, the comrades, and keep this in mind. You know what I'm saying? When people throw out these different, you know, like the distinguishing, when you go back and read history, when you read about the UNIA, you know what I'm saying, the great General Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the Black Panther Party, you know what I'm saying, and see why it's like the passion, when you talk about these different dynamics, and even our people, where people say, you know, like in general, we go through, you know, to maintain your manhood, your womanhood, your childhood, your humanity. And then to even have that certain amount, you have to go out and service other people to take up, you know what I'm saying, you know, I talked to her earlier, you know, says literally, you know, cleaning up the house where her sister was at, you know, so just imagine the emotional thing with that, and still, and a lot of times you say, well, I want to get involved in the struggle when I get myself together. The reality is, that long as capitalism is here, the police will be gunning us down, overdoses, you know, so it may change, you know, say it may go from heroin to fentanyl, whatever. This is the byproduct of capitalism. You know, this what comes with it. There's going to be an oppressor and an oppressed. And the deal is we can't, this time of waiting, we don't have a time allotted to us. Okay, once you get your family situation, make your bills paid, everything, we're going to wait till, you know, after you get your PPP loans, you good. Then we'll come back, you know what I'm saying, we'll shoot your son down, or, you know, go up on your property taxes, or, you know, miseducate your children, or flood your community with fentanyl. It's constantly at us. So to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time, to see struggle Is, you know, saying not some. Well, let's wait. You know, saying I'm gonna get conscious during election time. Other communities can afford that luxury. In fact, the ruling class says that approximately 4 months prior and post an election, people become politically in tune. Like, you know, you hear people now talking about the debate. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was in Oakland, California, some years back. You know, and this is. And ironically, we had some forces come on with the Uhuru movement. And I remember talking. This is around was George Bush Jr. Cause I get, you know what I'm saying, they, you know, I get him in the singing. Okay, that tenure when they invaded the second time when they was invaded Iraq, and I was telling these brothers in the projects, they was like, yeah, you know, Saddam Hussein, he out of order. I said, yeah. I said, what's your thoughts about it? Why, you know, I was surprised. Brother in the hood said, he said, well, you know, he said Saddam Hussein had violated the no-fly zone. I said, damn, that's interesting. You know, when this type of dialogue start happening, you know. And the deal is, when the ruling class gives the green light to okay, now you can engage in this discussion, whether it be electoral politics or, international dynamics, or even what's happening with you. This, you know what I'm saying, even talk about in a political context. Like, you know what I'm saying, now, I'm going to say this, you know, I think back, I say, had it been not at the Grammys, or the situation with Will Smith and Chris Rock, was the Grammys, Oscars, was Oscars, it was the Oscars. I said, had that been in a venue that's associated with black community, like say the Source Awards or some BET, it would have just been dismissed as that's how it goes. But being at that arena, that's associated with the, you know, saying, with white community. However, they had a black face. Will Packard he was over, so there was a black face in the front. And hit me on this. A lot of venues still be not a lot of venues still be white controlled, but sometimes there are a lot of black face over in front of it. So that's what I'm saying. If it's been clearly known, is this a white face, there was a psychological block for Will Smith to even think about, you know, doing something like, you know what I'm saying, like that. But with that situation, when it occurred, it opened the door for discussions about psychological issues and, you know what I'm saying, narcissism and stuff that, see, these are dynamics that we are not afforded luxury. Sometimes in our community, that's the way it goes. Like, even with the children in the community, when their grades were not up to par, many people say, well, that's just how they, what you know, the black kids, their grades not up to par. Well, the Black Panther Party said, no, they investigated it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about they had to call no big scientists in, you know what I'm saying? They said, man, wait a minute, these children are going to school hungry. Anybody, you know what I'm saying? Anybody, in particular children, the developmental stages of the brain, all that, that's going to school hungry, it's hard to even have a discussion about, you know, pronouns and nouns, adjectives, verbs, and, you know, mathematics, so on and so forth. And then they didn't stop there. They addressed it. Boom. Birth of the Black Panther Party Free Breakfast Program. So we want to fight we are fighting, heighten the contradictions. The stuff that people take as normal to dismiss, you know what I'm saying? But again, to up the ante, in particular, is extra hard. In particular, a community that has been, that is like, as what Ralph Ellison referred to as the invisible man, which we you know, so we paraphrase: the invisible man, the invisible woman, the invisible children, the invisible people, stuff that happens to us. You know what I'm saying? We know that there became an opioid crisis, you know what I'm saying, when it happens to other communities. In fact, comedic genius Richard Pryor was heavily impacted by the Black Panther Party, has said that white people can ride through the black neighborhoods and see black people with dope residue around their nostrils and needles in their arms, and that's a shame. They come on to their front porch, and their son come on the front porch with a can of Budweiser beer, and they say, oh my God, it's an epidemic. It's an epidemic. So right, but the reality is, being that we're in this stage of the game, we're going to seize the time. We're going to seize the time, if it's a phenomenon about people talking about electoral politics, we're going to define that phenomenon and make it work in desired manner. It's similar to the way that we took the Black Panther Party Cubs around 2001. We took the discussion of the phenomenon about terrorism. We defined it and put it in the correct context, the correct historical, the correct political context of that from the OVs, not the OGs, the original victims of terrorism. People have been terrorized under such euphemisms as slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, and so on and so forth. Define that phenomenon and make it work in a desired manner. Similar to how Geronimo with the Apaches, he took the ghost dance, defined it, and made it work in the interest of his respective community. the late great Reverend Nat Turner. He put his ear to the ground. He defined the church. He went against the grain. A lot of people said, well, this is not our historical, this is not our religion historically, but he's a realist. He dealt with the philosophical tool of dialectical materialism. He defined it. He said, praise the Lord, and passed the admonition. Harriet Tubman, she put her ear to the ground. Lies in Negro spirituals. Divine and said, okay, way in the water, meet me by the water and the sun go down. Chairman Fred was a realist. In a city that was, and for all practical purposes, remained to be the top segregated city in the country. He defined the race question. When it gets to grain, when people say you shouldn't talk to them racist white boys, they got Confederate flags on their jackets. You shouldn't talk to them gang bangers, they're no good. He said, this is a reality. He defined it. He said, well, this is an organization, is nothing new, you know what I'm saying? And in particular, in this, where we at, this is a city that has been heavily impacted by the Capones, the Dailies, you name it.